Oh my god, I've literally not done one of these in months, one of these ask me questions. But I've had a lot of messages in my DMs lately. Funny enough, actually from fellow makeup artists, which I find really nice. Is that I love it when they actually do reach out to me because it's like, the industry is nice. Mainly just asking how I got into bodybuilding makeup and how I ended up like doing it, like what made me do it. Do I like it? Is it hard to get into? Or I've had a lot of people say to me they're trying to get into it but they don't know where to start, and what should they do. So I just thought I would kind of mainly dedicate this video for the makeup artists that have been messaging me because they're looking at changing a niche that they're in. You know, they're doing bridal but they maybe don't like bridal, they want to change, or they feel like they want a bit more like challenge in their life. Or I've got like other makeup artists that do sort of like seasonal work in Marbella, Ibiza. They're like, okay, they've had enough of the season. Okay, so this is how I got my first ever bodybuilding show. Like, this is how it happened. It was so random. I didn't even like know that it was going to go anywhere after this. My cousin Sarah. Okay, so my cousin Sarah, she entered her first bodybuilding competition. It was about, we kind of like 4 years ago now. And she was like, oh, can you do my makeup for it? I was like, okay, like, yeah, sure, cool, I'll come and do your makeup for it. So obviously I went along with her, supported her for the show because it was a big deal. It was the first person in my family to ever do something quite extreme like that. Obviously, like with the dieting, the posing. When I like saw her, she was like a CrossFitter, and then she's like this tiny bikini bodybuilder. So I was like, come on, let's go. Like, I want to see what it's about. So obviously we went like backstage. It was a really weird layout, very kind of like basic show. There was no makeup artist there. There was no hairdresser there. There was only a tanner in like a small room. There was like no aircon, there was like no fans, there was hardly like anything apart from a door opening up, letting hot sweaty air blow through. Other than that, there was, yeah, so there was like that, not a lot obviously. So I'm just doing her makeup backstage under some like weird light. I had my ring light with me, looked all professional. And I had a couple girls coming up to me. They were like, oh, are you the makeup artist? We didn't know we had a makeup artist here. I went, no, I said, I'm a makeup artist, but I said, I'm not like for the show. I said, I didn't even know they had them. And obviously the girls were seeing how I'd done my cousin's makeup. You know, it looked really nice and I'm taking like all pictures of her. So then I had a couple girls come up to me. They were like, oh my God, they're like, that looks amazing. Like, could you help me do mine? I was like, yeah, like, sure, like, come sit here. Then there was like some girls sitting in their cars trying to do their makeup. So then their friends went and got them and was like, oh, look, there's someone who's actually doing makeup. Like, come in, she'll help you do it. And do you know what? At this point, because I didn't go there to do it, I was there to support my cousin and sort her face out. I wasn't there for working reasons, so I was just doing it for fun, like putting people's eyeliner on, you know, touching up their lipstick and stuff like that. Like, and you know, I didn't ask.
Like, a lot of them, they offered to pay me, but you know what? I could see how stressed they were. Their makeup weren't going right, their hair weren't going right, like their tan was nearly running off. I just said to her, I was like, look, babe, I was like, look, it's fine. I was like, look, I'll sort it for you. I was like, but just like tag me on Instagram and something like that. And, you know, and that kind of like really helped out because I did them a favour, but then they also done me a favour because now I was doing something different to my competitors. None of my competitors were doing bodybuilding makeup. They were all kind of just doing your, you know, standard normal glam makeup looks. They kind of literally see sort of all over the internet. You know, it wasn't really like that popular back then for makeup artists and bodybuilding. It wasn't basically over commercialised like it is now. So I had a really good kind of door opened up for me, and that's when I was like, right, okay, this is good. And then the tagging then started on Instagram and Facebook. It kind of blew up. It went a little bit wild, and I am really grateful for that.
I just realised I put the wrong filter on and it done the stupid voice, so yeah, sorry about that. So after that first show, I went to my cousin in Coventry. She then entered some more shows like Purely, WABA and UK DFBA, and there was another show that I can't remember. Miami Pro, no, was it Miami Pro? Something like that. Okay, so just to confirm, it wasn't Miami Pro she entered, it was BMBF, because they're both in St Albans, I got confused. Yeah, so that show, that I got quite a lot of bookings from that, and then we went to the Manchester show in Manchester she was competing at, and I would say till that day, that show will always be my favourite, because I've met my most loyal customers ever at that show. do you know what, that continue to support me now. They continue to book me now. They recommend me to everyone, you wouldn't believe. So I am always grateful for that show and the people that I met there, because I've still got some really good friendships with people. I don't know what happened at that particular show that day, but there was a bit of drama going on with the backstage makeup team. One of my really good clients, someone put eye glue on her eyelid instead of eye primer. People weren't cutting their lashes down, so they're flicking up in the corner. You know, people meant to be having tan faces and people putting like white foundation on them. It was a bit dramatic. So yeah, as you can imagine, there was a lot of pissed off girls. And do you know what, like I'd be as well. You're paying £60, someone's put eye glue on your eyelid for a start. Like, come on, look, I made a lot of mistakes when I first started out, but eye glue on eyelid. So yeah, but do you know what? That day I look at it as a positive, because I made so many like friends, and who I do class as my friends now. And yeah, they are my clients, but they do become your friends. And till today, I'm pretty tight with a lot of them. So then obviously the more they kind of grew in the industry, you know, they'd done so well with one show that they couldn't reach a higher level. Like they had already won the pro, they'd already won the overall. They couldn't really go any further with that federation. They went on to new federations. So I then met new people. And then obviously I'd have them all contacting me online, like through email and through my old website as well, which I had. And that's kind of how it got started. And then I would approach a lot of federations back in the day. They would literally shut me out. Like they didn't want to know me. They were all like, oh no, and all that, because they didn't think it was going to be a big thing. And then I was so grateful. A lot of my clients, they were like pushing for me. They were like, no, you need her. Like literally, you need her. And I'm forever grateful for them, like helping me knock down a couple of those doors. Do you know what? And a lot of the ones were like, no, they didn't believe in me at first. They didn't think I was any good and all that. They were the ones last year and the year before begging me to come and work on their shows, begging me to come back, and actually a funny thing as well, they would then get members of their team to message me and see if I wanted to come and work for them. And I'd be like, right, okay, let's see what they're saying. It's clear that a lot of federations don't have a clue about the pay and how it works. So they honestly don't realise how expensive it is. What the money that us tanners, makeup artists, hairdressers, like, we have to spend on stock before we even get to the show, before we even charge our price. Like a lot of that you won't even see in a profit. So you have to kind of match your prices accordingly, and especially to your experience. If you know your worth and you know you've got quite high standards in a specific niche, do not ever lower your prices to suit somebody else. Like, just don't do it. Walk away. And that is what I'd done in the end. I just walked away because people get greedy. They want more and more and more. So they're making you want to overwork for a lower price. And when you take away your travel, your hotel, and if you've got staff that day, you've got to pay. And you know, walking away was the best thing I'd done, because it gave me that more willpower, it gave me more motivation, it gave me a drive to go out and get what I wanted, which was to build up more clients in that niche, which was to kind of like work around other shows, but not be stuck in their routine. Like, I'm one for being on my own. I like that one-to-one, that one-to-one therapy. I'm not about big crowds, do this, do that, with all this shouting in the background. A lot of my customers as well that come back to me, they return to me, is because if I do it in a hotel, away from the show, they've not got that madness in the background. They just get that 45 minutes to themselves, just to chill out, have banter with me, have a chat with me about stuff before things get serious and before they have to go on stage. So it's nice to kind of take away the stress of someone. When you got someone constantly watching the time, backstage, this and that, people running late, it can ruin your whole experience. Just as well as a bad tan, your bad eyebrows, bad hair and bad makeup can ruin your experience. Like, I literally remember 3 years ago, I was making myself so ill. I was trying to cram in like between 10 and 13 girls at a show, get them done. I was on like strict like 20-30 minute time schedules, just to cram in everything. Yeah, okay, the money was great, but I was so stressed. And now I really limit what I do in a day now, especially on show days. I know there is a particular show that I do. I know I do start work at 4 a.m. that day, but that's because it is my busiest show, and all my loyal, my best clients in the whole world, they come from that show, which is why I go out of my way, and I will get up early and I will work a lot of hours for them. But for other shows, like especially, you know, near me, I won't do that. I only really cover London shows anymore. So the only shows now that I will actually work around and do makeup for, because they're local to my area, is WBFF in London. Like the registration looks, I'll go and do that for my girls. BMBF in Hornchurch and St Albans I'll do. UK BFF in St Albans I'll do as well. You know, with most of the people, they'll stay at the Premier Inn, so I'll just like, drive down and whatever to see them. UFE London show I do. PCA London as well. Trying to think what else. Miami Pro again, because I kind of started with that show years ago. Most of my clients, they started from Miami Pro, then went into Pure Elite, WBFF. So that's sort of how I would say I got around them shows, like why I built up quite a strong client base. And then in the end, when, you know, you are very established in that field, you can go off and do it on your own. You can have your own teams. You can work out of a stressful environment, and you can set your own rules. You can set your own time schedules, and you kind of like, you know what you've got to do to make that work and how to make other people happy. So it's so weird because obviously when I first started doing bodybuilding makeup, there was only really like me and like a few other makeup artists that you only kind of like really sort of heard of that you would go to, and that was Sammy, Jill, Helen, Andrew and Hayley. They were kind of like the main sort of ones that I would like connect with, I'd like communicate with in the industry. And if they were busy, they couldn't do clients, they would send them to me. If I was busy, I couldn't do clients, I would send it to them. And the same with Helen, if she couldn't do a show, she would then recommend clients to me. So we were like always sort of like helping each other out. And it's just a shame the industry's kind of got where it is now, because it can be such a good place, but then it can be a really bad place at times, especially with a lot of federations bringing out these makeup artist teams and everything. And, you know, I've seen a lot of the work, it's not up to scratch, and they're kind of charging prices that me, Helen, Sammy and Hayley charge. And, you know, we've been doing this for years and we have quite high standards. Like, that is no way, no shade at all to anyone. I'm just saying obviously what I feel, and, you know, a lot of the feedback that I've got from my clients that have gone to compete at other shows and they've had to use a backstage team because they've been advised that if they didn't, they're going to get marked down and all this shit, which I think is absolutely bullshit. People should go to what tanner they want to go to. People should get their makeup done by whatever makeup artist they want. They should get their hair done as well, or their eyebrows, you name it. They should go to whatever bikini person they want to go to without fear of getting marked down because they're not in that particular sponsor's bikini. And especially for like new makeup artists looking to get into the bodybuilding industry, to do like backstage makeup and stuff like that, or just do it for their friends competing, I would honestly say if you're not 100% comfortable doing a particular look on someone, be honest with that client. Like, be honest and say to them, look, I don't feel too comfortable, like I don't know if that's going to work for you. Like, be honest with them. If they show you a look on their phone from Instagram or Pinterest, be really honest with them. Just say to them, look, okay, you know, because that person may have different eye shape, different face shape, different lip shape, you know, compared to the photo. And this is where you then have to be kind of really firm, nice but firm, and just say, look, I don't think this is going to work for you, not for this particular, you know, look we're going for, but I can advise this. So if you're not comfortable with something, just tell them, because they would appreciate it if you told them you couldn't do something, as opposed to trying to do it and then not being able to do it, and then that kind of leaves them with their makeup. So yeah, that kind of leaves them with messed up makeup, which I'm pretty sure they won't be grateful for after. So if you just tell them in future you're not too comfortable with that particular look, that's not really your style of makeup. So for instance, if someone books me, a client that I've never ever had before, I usually tell them, if you know, you think they're going to be quite hard work, I always say to them, please check out my Instagram, check out my style of work to make sure that this is what you like, this is what you want, you know, and they'll tell me from there. I don't get offended if someone says no, I don't like it. I don't get offended, because do you know why? There's a million other people out there that will like my work, that will like what I do for them, you know. And if they're not happy, or they're not happy with my prices and stuff like that, I will refer them, I will recommend them to someone that may be within their budget, or may be able to create a specific look that I necessarily won't touch, just because it's not my style, I don't really like it, or I know it's not ideal for stage makeup, because I do whatever a lot of, Especially as I work with a lot of photographers as well, and I know most people that followed me, my journey from the beginning, like 4 years ago when I started out doing bodybuilding makeup, me and Jodie, we used to shoot a lot together, we used to work a lot together. So, you know, I learned a lot from him, just sort of being behind the lens, seeing how he done things, seeing the way makeup like sat in certain angles. So I'm really, really particular, and I'm really funny about how stage makeup looks. People sort of have this like, in their head, they're like, the more makeup, the better. No, like, we ain't about looking like clowns, you know, and you don't need all this clownish makeup. And if a makeup artist tells you, I'm literally, they're gonna kill me for this. If a makeup artist tells you your bikini must match your eyeshadow, walk away from that person now. I beg you to just walk away. Your bikini does not have to match your eyeshadow. Just because you're wearing a red bikini, you do not need red eyeshadow or red lip. Like, honestly, don't be scared to do your research. Don't just go with what the show says. Like, oh, you've got to use this backstage makeup team or hair team. You know, you name it. Don't, you know, do your research. Like, be diligent on it. Because at the end of the day, you're the one paying to enter the show. You want to look your best because, look, you might compete just to say, like, once in a lifetime. But those pictures are going to last you a lifetime, and you want to look good, you want to feel good, because you think you've gone through that prep. Sometimes I'm got some clients, they've done like prep for nearly 2 years to get to a particular show, right? They've worked hard for a year and a half, 2 years, just to have their tan ruined on stage, just to have their makeup ruined and their hair like awful, and then that just literally completely just throws everything they've worked for. It's like an overall package. You look good and you want to feel good, and do your research, and I guarantee you will look and feel good. You know, like, I've had some clients enter shows where their makeup has cost them nearly £200. £200 nearly for their makeup. And it's just, you know, and they've been left really unhappy, and they feel in their mind that if they went with someone else, they would have got marked down. You know, they would have been jeopardising their place in the show. And it's really sad, like, that is in people's heads. Like, that federations have drilled that into people's heads, that all your hard work that you've done based on your body, we're going to mark you down because you've used another makeup artist, you've used another hairdresser, or you've used another tanner. Like, actually programming that in people's heads, it's wrong. Like, I think it's disgusting. And this is exactly what I was referring to in the beginning part of my video about, you know, certain federations, certain like their makeup teams backstage where, you know, it's in such high demand to get as many girls crammed in because they're like, right, money, 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 money. But, you know, the same quality over quantity, they're too obsessed with numbers to actually really like know deep down if that person was really happy with their service. Like, look, I know you're not going to please everyone. It is a really tough world out there. You are not going to please everyone. There are some people that just aren't going to understand what you're saying. What you know is going to look good on them, look good on them in your mind and your heart. They can't see it in their head because, you know, they've been brainwashed by images on Instagram, Pinterest, like Facebook and whatever. And it's hard. Like, it is really hard. And going back to the beginning part of my video again, where about people messaging me if I have like a team or if I need help or if I want people to work with me. I have got one girl that I do trust because her work is absolutely amazing. When I get like really, really booked out at shows, I will get her to come and help me. But just recently, I do prefer to just do it all on my own because I'm not one for a lot of people, and I'm one of them people, I like to just quickly get things done on my own. I work the best on my own, basically. That's why I find it really, really hard if I have to work for people, because I don't take being told what to do very lightly. I'm really bad at being told what to do. Like, I'm really, really bad. Like, my boyfriend will even tell you as well. Like, I am a bossy bitch. I don't take being told what to do. I absolutely hate it. I'm very dominant. But no, at this time, not having anyone else coming to work with me, I'm happy doing it on my own. Because I don't try to cram in so much anymore, I just stick to what I know works. I know how many people I know I can do that's not going to, like, you know, run me down and make me go all like hot and flustered and like pass out again. So yeah, at this time, no, I'm not taking on anyone to help me at shows. I'm not taking on work experience. I'm not taking on anything like that. But what I do offer I do offer training for girls that are looking to do bodybuilding makeup. They're looking to get into it. They want to, you know, learn a little bit more about it because they've got friends and families or their particular clients looking to do it and they now want to do their makeup for shows. I do offer training for that. If you go onto my website, the link is in my bio. If you go on the the fact section on there, there'll be a lot of info about how you can contact me, you know, about learning. You want to sort of like up your knowledge and stuff like that as well. Please note, obviously you would need your own model to do it on. I don't provide the models, and you would have to come to me in North London as well. I don't travel out for anything like that. Again, I'm very restricted. I've kind of cut back on a lot of things now. You know, I was making myself really, really ill before, just, you know, trying to do everything all at once. But yeah, I'm kind of happy doing what I'm doing now. No stress. But yeah, I do offer training for people that want to do it, and I kind of like teach you everything as well. So yeah, if you're interested, obviously just drop me an email, a DM or something, and we can kind of just like go from there really, because look, I'm all about supporting people, you know, helping them get a little bit further, because I wasn't that lucky in the beginning. When I first started doing this like 6 years ago, no one wanted to help me, no one wanted to do anything at all. I literally had to learn. So like, especially like 6 years ago when I kind of like started my career freelancing, we didn't really have like a lot of the brands that you've got now. Everyone's like very like secretive about stuff, and it wasn't like overly popular like it is now. In my area at the time that I lived in when I started out, it was only really me and 3 other people, so there wasn't like a lot of competition. Then obviously like I kind of moved to different areas since then, and I was sort of like able to grow. But I know how hard it is trying to get into a specific niche, and it's like you're constantly banging on all these different doors and no one's like there to open it for you. So I do know how that feels because I've been there myself, and I'll be able to help you with your bodybuilding training. And yeah, anyway, hope you enjoyed it.